Hey everybody, it's Tuesday and I'm Elizabeth here on Trans Love. So this week, sorry while I get everything adjusted. So this week we have kind of a two-part topic. The first part is what misconceptions do people have about your relationship? And the second part is what strange or funny questions people have asked us. So the first part, the biggest misconception I think people have about a relationship is that I'm Aiden's mother. I'm not Aiden's mother. I'm Aiden's wife. So that one's always kind of a weird one. I don't know if it's because of the age difference between us, but I don't think I look that old, like old enough to be his mom. I have like a little bit of gray coming in on the sides here, but I don't think it's enough to constitute me being one of his parents. So like there was a time, it was really early on in our relationship too, that we were at a department store and there was a lady in a wheelchair, and Aiden had went up to her to see if she needed any help because she was reaching high up for something, and the lady accepted his help, and she had turned to me and told me that I was doing such a fine job raising this nice young man. What am I supposed to do with that? So I just say thank you and go about my merry way, but yeah, that's always kind of awkward. There was another time where something like that happened. I had run into a coworker that I hadn't seen in a long time, and this person knew I was in, at that time, a lesbian relationship, and I was childless. And he comes up to me and he goes, "Oh, is this your son? I'm so glad I finally got to meet him." And I said, "No, this isn't my son. This is my partner." So it was like a very short conversation after that. And what I really wanted to say was, no, this is not my son. This is the person that I have sex with, not my son. So yeah, that's always kind of like awkward when people assume that I'm one of his parental units. Not that that's bad, being one of his parents, but yeah, I'm not one of his parents. And so the next part of the this week's topic, I kind of want to tread lightly on, only because since Aiden has come out to the rest of the world that he is trans, we have really wanted to maintain an open door with communication, and I don't want to put some people on blast for maybe some of the odd questions that they've asked. So if anybody I know sees this, like if anybody I know in real life sees this, please don't hesitate to ask questions. I will not be talking about your questions on YouTube. But there are a couple that I am going to bring up. One, when we were in a lesbian identified relationship, people would ask all the time, "So which one of you is the guy in the relationship?" And that always drove me insane, and I would very kindly explain, "Well, we're lesbians, so neither one of us are guys, so sorry, I don't really have an answer." And sometimes people were argumentative, saying that there has to be a more masculine or a more feminine component into every relationship, and it just wasn't the case for us. So yeah, that's my lesbian funny question. There are no men in our relationship, but now it's a little different. So yeah, so now there was somebody that had asked an awkward question to Aiden, and I think it was asked to kind of like push the boundaries a little bit to see what they could get away with. But he was asked, "So you were born with both parts? Is that what all this means?" And I don't know if this person like meant both parts, like both arms or both eyeballs, but I'm pretty sure she was talking about Aiden's genitalia. So Aiden had to like remain calm and try his best to explain what being trans meant. And in that same conversation, this person had also asked if Aiden was going to leave me, and kind of taken aback by this, he said, "Why do you ask that?" And this person had said, "Well, because you were a lesbian before, so that means you're gay, so you need to sleep with a man now, right?" So Aiden again had to explain to her that no, he's not leaving me. And just because he identified as a lesbian once, I don't know. It was all just so confusing. I was confused listening to the whole story, but yeah, no, Aiden's not leaving me. He was not born with both parts, whatever that means. Yeah, so those are kind of the funnier, like, weirder things that people have asked us. But I always find it interesting when people, like, phrase a question with, like, I know this is really weird and awkward, and they ask the question, but it's not weird or awkward, and it's okay. I just want people to know that it's okay to ask us questions. It's okay. I'd rather you ask than you to formulate some theory on your own that is probably incredibly inaccurate. And I'd rather you be informed than misinformed. So, but that being said, every trans person and every partner of trans people are different. So some might not be as comfortable asking questions or answering your questions. So you just kind of have to feel somebody out and see if they're open to you asking questions or not. But yeah, keep the questions coming. This is all about questions. Keep them coming. I enjoy answering people's questions because it really makes me think sometimes. One of the questions that people have asked me personally is, since Aiden's going to be a man, are you going to leave him because you're a lesbian? And that's not really a funny question. That's actually a fairly legitimate question, I feel. But yeah, that took a lot of soul searching to kind of formulate the right answer for that. To answer it easily, I'd always say, no, I'm not leaving Aiden. But it kind of took it to another level where I had to eloquently say that just because he appears different, he's still the same person inside. So yeah, that's my story for the week. If you guys have any questions about me or my relationship, I am an open book, and I am more than happy to answer. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a good week. I'll see you next time.